Arsenal Fan TV America. Welcome back. This is the most difficult episode since I started our show here. Arsenal Fan TV America from the Pacific Northwest, from the USA. Your beloved Arsenal. We love you no matter what. But what we've been seeing lately is not really acceptable. Today, we just finished a game against Southampton, 3-3. Listen, I really like to see a lot of perspectives, and I like to listen to a lot of perceptions and Arsenal fans and what they think and how they think. And I listen, some of you out there say, let's go back before the start of the season. If I give you second, would you be happy? And Champions League football, would you be happy? Of course, at that time, everybody would be, hey, listen, that is an accomplishment. I understand those types of fans, the content ones, that maybe the team is just like them today. But that's not a winning mentality team. If we settle and we say that we're happy where we're at, and we say that, yeah, it's okay, let's stick together, nobody's held accountable, then the results continue to happen. And unfortunately, in this at this time, results are not going to our liking. So how do we stop that? We talked about it again. The only way to stop it is to talk about it and learn from it and watch these tapes, because you could see that, the players don't watch tapes. Fabio Vieira, he's creating his own position up front. Like we're playing 4-2-4 now. And it's not really, wasn't going for us. He didn't, did you ever watch Granit Xhaka and why he was successful in that very position? A big question mark for Fabio Vieira coming in today, unprepared. We lacked discipline. We lacked conviction. We did not want to win the game and a title as much as Southampton want to fight relegation. This is the bottom of the table team here. We're not talking about anybody that's playing exceptional football, which you're about to meet in Manchester City on Wednesday. Now, this is the game that presets you to Manchester City, but it looked like we're so afraid of ManCity that we almost lost today's game versus Southampton. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. But I understand, again, going back to the type of fans, what you're saying, and if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But where we came about this season and how far, did Arsenal come about, and leading the whole entire season, not just because you're very, very good, but also because their other teams are all struggling. Manchester United, with their new Erik ten Hag, just got out of Europa League in front of Sevilla. They destroyed them 3-0. Mistake after mistake, so they're struggling. Chelsea can't find a momentum, or can't find any manager that can support them to win a game. I mean, they're losing a game after game. Frank Lampard started 4, lost 4. They just brought him back, so they're acting in a way that takes the club even down more. Chelsea can't even dream of UEFA football next year. Liverpool and their problems and how many money left, and they lost their hunger and H factor, the hunger and honesty on the pitch, and depended only solely on Salah scoring and not getting along with Nunes or Gakpo. The coach outside is in another land, Jurgen Klopp, so Liverpool wasn't competing. The only competing team you see, of course, is ManCity, because ManCity doesn't need to compete. They have enough players. If they just show up and not play without a coach, they know what to do. They're programmed to play. They really don't need, to me, Pep is not like the greatest thing that everyone is, putting him out to be. Carlo Ancelotti maybe, for me, is that. But, hey, listen, he's a good coach, but he has a tremendous amount of players that are great players, that are world-class players, that are playing, they're paying what, close to £4 million a week, Manchester City, 3.9 or something, for these players that they have. So their depth is incredible. And you win Premier League just not by having 11 players that are solid. No, you win Premier League by having 16 solid players. Now, City have 16 times 3 that are very, very good. So their depth and potential is unbelievable. Now Arsenal have put all of us to the big question mark. Can we go to City at the Etihad Stadium last year's Premier League champions, with all these players competing for the Champions League. They're on the high. They're winning everything. They have the hottest striker. They. So we scare ourselves to death and go lose there and lose the Premier League title. If we lose that game, we pretty much are handing City the control, and City will be in charge. And I don't think they'll miss. They don't have any games that I would say, oh, this opponent can worry me versus City. Again, they're playing flawless football. Maybe Newcastle has a fluke and doing okay. But again, nobody other than City showed Premier League. So that was our time. Now we come to the end of it, and we were giving it away. You know, we go to Liverpool 2-2. Oh, let's stay together. Let's hold hands. Whoa. Who's accountable? You know, what happened? Did we watch these games and did we discuss it? Did we get pissed off with passion? You know, let's see what happened. What are we going to do next game? Guess what? We come in the next game, we do the same exact thing. Then that tells me that there is a problem. A big managerial problem, a big management problem that has to be solved for us to go to the next game and do better. And that's what I just said the last week on the show. Let's just go to win against Southampton, which actually didn't happen today. In the first 30 seconds, we give the ball away, we concede. Before we even come on the field, I see players laughing, high-fiving, walking around like there's nothing. There's no intensity. There is no, I saw Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira sitting at the Emirates in the stands and has more anger on their face, more seriousness, more game phase than most of the starting 11 for Arsenal Football Club. And the starting 11 was, of course, Ramsdale. We started with Ben White as a right back. Gabriel and Rob Holding next to him. Zinchenko was on the left back. He came back. Didn't think he was fit enough to play. I don't know why we have to play him with KT very, very, ready. But anyways, right before the game also, Xhaka got illness problems. We don't know what happened, but said that he's ill. Fabio Vieira comes in with Martin Odegaard and Thomas Partey in the middle. And of course, on the sides, you have Gabriel Martinelli on the left and Bukayo Saka on the right. Through the middle was actually Gabby Jesus. Again, let's talk about this. I won't start Fabio Vieira. We didn't do well the games he starts. I won't. I could put now Jorginho with Thomas Partey in the middle. I have Trossard that you put in the second half for him, for Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira, again, didn't read the script. Didn't see what Xhaka did before. Didn't take enough space to get the ball. He was going one way where the ball should be versus receiving it and turning it. And the position that Mikel Arteta plays him in requires you to receive and turn and go and open up, not to go on the fly and get a ball on the through. I don't know if he's not told or he didn't watch Granit Xhaka before. At this point with this many games, this is our 32nd Premier League games, you've watched and saw what they do. The easiest of solutions that you could put Zinchenko, that loves to play up front, in Granit Xhaka's position and then put Kieran Tierney behind him as a left back. That would be a very dynamic left side for you. But you didn't do that. I could see that Mikel Arteta's like, hey, what do we do? I ran out of options. Talking to his assistant. I didn't see confidence. I need confidence. This team, this young, players, they need confidence to go and win games. And then after we do a mistake, we don't, stay together and hold hands. That's not the MO. We gotta sit down to identify who's accountable, and we gotta take it as a team. And if we do not really live up and face our mistakes that we've done, then we can never get better, right? The definition of insanity here. We're doing the same exact thing every game and expecting different results. Why? This came too close. At this point, again, I'm not saying that we're going to go win against Manchester City, the team that just drew the last 3 games. Don't tell me that I'm going to go win against City. That's not the message they convey to me. Maybe you got it in any other way, but I don't see it happening. Hopefully, I wear the shirt. I want my team to always show up and always win. And we never know. This is football. Maybe they show up on that day. Maybe they hear us. Maybe they listen to these suffering fans. Not the content ones that say, hey, it's okay. No problems. No. To the fans that believed in you and believed that you would and should and you will get that Premier League title and win it for us. Unbelievable football we saw today. Lack of conviction again, lack of creativity. I'm not sure what message was conveyed through the halftime, because obviously when they came second half, it was more of the worst. Just only towards the last 10 minutes or so, plus 10 minutes from real time, plus the overtime that was generously given to us today. Beside, of course, the bad refereeing. Beside the bad refereeing, we were just lethargic. We were not, throughout the game, wanting to win. We were turning around ourselves into circles. You could see Fabio Vieira out of the Arsenal standing position when they're trying to attack. He's doing something. They're doing something else. We can also see Gabby Jesus. Why am I not playing Nketiah? Gabby Jesus tried to do a lot of things, but I don't know if he's done enough. I want to see you next game against City on Wednesday. I want to see you doing a whole lot. I want to see you scoring there and showing them that you are an excellent player. But didn't see a lot from Gabby Jesus today. Odegaard's goal was great, but did we push enough? I don't know what to say. We saw Southampton parking the bus back there. You know how to do that. You got to keep the ball wide. Yes, we do talk about penetrate from the middle, but you also got to keep the ball wide. You got to keep him stretched. You got to play behind him. You got to play that through ball. You got to bring the line up and then play a ball from the back and make runs. There's plenty that you should do as a Premier League title contender. Not just that, leader. You're the leader. I don't know what happens next. I'm really thrilled by today's performance. I wanted to come and talk to you and thank the fans that are sticking. I see Arsenal fans getting heart attack. Thank you, Arsenal fans. I was watching the game with you today, and I feel you. It's very, very hard to see when we are that close, our team performing that way. We were not happy, of course. Bottom of the league, Southampton, to come to the Emirates and get a point. They were up 2-1. They were up 2-0 at some point. I don't know what was happening. It's just shambolic football. You could see some of the fans left the stadium because they didn't want to see anymore. They couldn't see anymore. It's hard to see our team like that. They left the stadium. You could see it on screens. And then all of a sudden they came back when there was hope, when Martin Odegaard scored the second and then Bukayo Saka scored the third. We all had hope, but unfortunately we didn't get this win. And again, what happened at the end of the game does not wash away the mistakes in those 3 games. So we need to now talk about him, and we need to face City as it's a cup game. Win or go home. And by God, you Gooners, go and win this one for us. We love you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next episode. Hopefully it was a win against Manchester City.